What's up, everybody? Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you caught up with Preacemaker over the weekend, because I'm about to spoil the fork out of it. Hope you're all doing great. That's happy Monday. Happy Monday, Meat Sack, says, I'm blanking on the title now. There's a podcast, Time Suck, likes to say. I always like that intro. It's a good intro. I don't want to steal it, though. I'm not a thief. But happy Monday. Welcome to our channel, where we're going to talk a little bit about Preacemaker. You can tell I'm stalling a little bit. We're halfway through the season, which is usually a good time to check in on how is the season treating you. And right now, you might have caught it last week, where I wasn't a huge fan of episode 3 and speak terribly about it, but I wasn't overly positive either. And now we're on episode 4, and I'm feeling kind of the same. I don't dislike it by any stretch. It's very good. Let me get a little closer. There you go. Hey. It's it feels like it's treading water. That's how I describe it. Episode 3 had this vibe to it of like, we're gonna give you some candy. We're gonna give you a cool action sequence. We're gonna give you a little bit of backstory. This Harcourt and Rick Flag. What I'm gonna do with that, but it didn't really move the needle too much. And then episode 4 comes along and does basically the same. Less needle moving this week than last week. I'm still very entertained by the show. I still like everybody in it, but I'm not really sure what we're doing here. Like, what is Vigilante doing in this show right now? He's talked about spiders. He's talked about how much he is Preacemaker's best friend, when we all know that Preacemaker thinks Adebayo is his best friend. I'm fine with all that stuff. It's fun, seeing him show up today like Preacemaker. Seeing it in the episode, and then seeing that Adebayo was there, and just seeing that like pure jealousy look on his face was great. But I miss seeing Vigilante in his suit doing Vigilante stuff. And with the story they decided to tell this season, there's not really much for him to do. And again, like last week, I feel like I'm waiting on the other shoe to drop. I feel like there's something coming. Like they've mentioned now, I think 3 times, there's another multiversal self of Vigilante that he's sure is out there, and I am too. Curious to see what that version of him is, knowing that he was, severely anti-racist bastard, which is, cool to see, for characters in this. So maybe he is like the head of the opposition in this other world, where we're just kind of all assuming at this point that, everyone is a racist asshole. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with them. I honestly am, but I'm kind of annoyed that halfway through the season, I'm still a little curious what they're doing. Adebayo has not done much this entire season. She started her own detective agency. She got an ad, and then we found out the ad that she pulled was a bullshit ad in a bullshit magazine for bullshit people. So her arc has been non-existent. We've gotten a lot with Harcourt, and man, Jennifer Holland is doing such a good job with the character, but what's the character doing? Not much. And that's where it's like, we started so strong with that first episode, and now here we are, because there's still stuff about that character that we're learning that's giving her reason to be engaging, and she's doing a lot of great stuff with it. Like I said last week, I was curious to see what they're going to do with that back and forth of like Rick Flag with Harcourt, and I didn't really know where it was going, and now that I've had a week to kind of mull on it, I'm like, oh, the fact that Chris, I'm on a first name basis with the Preacemaker, as you all know, Chris killed Rick, and she was in a relationship with Rick. Even if she's forgiven Chris, or if she can get along with Chris, or can see him as a friend, she'll never see him as a romantic partner, because he killed someone she cared about. Even if it wasn't his call, he still did it. There's something really great there, and like that's something exciting that I like about the show, and like getting into the drama of it all. Like I'm into that storyline. It's a bummer, but I think that's great. I want to see more of it. I want to see more of the other universe. We didn't get any alternate universe this week. It's mostly just talking about what happened last week. And that's where like I fall back into that I don't really like week-to-week shows anymore. I mean, it gives me the opportunity to do this, which I enjoy talking to you fine folks, but had this been a normal episode in a show that I was binging, I wouldn't have any of these notes because I would have blitzed right past it. I would have gone like, oh, that's kind of annoying, and then next, and I would already be watching it, which would be, preferred in my opinion. But, that's not how we're doing this. We're going week to week. So now I have to wait a week to find out, are they going to do anything next week? And next week is, is the back half of the season. So I don't know. I don't know if I dislike it. I don't think I do. I definitely don't love it the way I did first season. By this point in the first season, I'm like, this is the best show I've seen ever. And this point in this season, I'm like, it's still pretty good. It's not bad. I like it. But I want to love it. And I'm not loving it right now. Now, full transparency, we're only halfway through a season, and they've been setting a lot of things up. If they pay off what they've been setting up, this episode is going to be egg on my face, and I will be talking about how much I love the show, and season 2 is perfect, and all that and the other, and like that is an absolute possibility with the creative team at the helm of this show. So I don't want to write it off yet. I'm still in. I'm still watching every week. I'm excited. I will be watching Thursday nights the second I can, just like I have been so far. Nothing has changed there. I'm just a little bit more concerned about where we're going because we have things that I'm excited to see. I want to see Rick Flag and Peacemaker together, which there was a trailer at the end of the episode for the next week, which it looks like we're going to get that. I want to see something between Harcourt and Peacemaker to find out why Harcourt is constantly shooting Peacemaker down, because now I can figure that out. I want to see what it's like when Peacemaker figures that out. I want to see more of Rick Flag in the alternate universe because he's kind of a dork, and that's fun. I want to see Vigilante do Vigilante things. Like, that's my number one thing right now. I want to see tooled up Vigilante doing something cool and fun because we really haven't gotten that. And he's still been great. Like he's just so talented. He's just funny, naturally funny. But if this is all we had of him in the first season, he would not be a lot of people's favorite characters. And, he currently is. But there's just not a lot for him to do. So I want to see how they change that, because I have to imagine they will. I want to see how they tie into the greater DCU at large, because I've been told by, I guess, Reddit comments, I don't even know, that this is going to lead directly into Man of Tomorrow. So, okay, so where's that going? And why isn't Clayface involved? Because I'm seeing all the stills from Clayface, which, be careful out there if you're trying to avoid spoilers. There's a pretty big one, a big couple in those set photos so far, and I'm a little annoyed I saw them, so, be warned. All in all, I like this week. I'm excited to see where it goes. I will absolutely be tuning in next week to see more. I wish I was loving it, and I'm just not. And that could just be a pacing issue. It could all get taken out, and it could all be great by, it takes one good episode to fix my problems at this point. So, I'm not out. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Pop off in the comments, and we'll chat. I usually try to reply to some of them when I can, when I'm actually looking at it. I don't look at the comments much, so so if you have been, and this is just a pointless comment, I apologize. But I'll keep saying spat off in the comments, and maybe I'll look at them. Link, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks, and I will see you next week with episode 5. Bye.